Hi, Jason.
Hello. Excited to try out that place in a couple weeks.
What place?
Wasn't it the in WeHo coffee?
Oh, right, right. Oh, that's right. You're part of the meeting. Yeah, yeah, it'll be cool to check it out.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's this Sunday, right? This coming Sunday?
Is it? Oh, I don't know. Every day is a blur now. I just check
I
the calendar the night before. What am I doing tomorrow? And then that's
I
what we do.
understand that. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I don't have anything on my calendar actually, so good to bring that up. Hi,
Hey, Greg.
Chris.
How's it going? All right. Go ahead and get started. So it looks like there's like at least eight of you guys that said they wanted to continue. So I don't know where all of them are, but but that's good to take note. Uh,
Yeah, sorry I missed the last few meetings. I had demo day and then a couple of calls, but now I'm just like back on track. I think that sometimes some stuff
okay.
happens and now
Yeah.
it's just like but ultimately, like, I started to write out a list to keep myself
Okay.
accountable. I've had some productive calls and I don't want things to fall in the cracks again. I'm really good at
Okay.
that. So, yeah.
All good. Cool. We'll get started. If you want to go ahead and you can kick things off, Kathleen, in terms of where things are with you and
Hmm.
Um, I know you weren't here last week, but I think before that it was trying to get three calls for your AI CFO, get an LOI, customer request done.
Hmm.
Um, well, that was the results from the 14th, week
Yeah.
14. So yeah, and I kind of I got your note in terms of bringing somebody on to help you with customer acquisition. Just curious a little bit more about what that means and what you're hoping to accomplish with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So the I have completed four CFO calls and I think like one more this week and I have a second call scheduled with another CFO in July.
Okay.
And what I have discussed with these CFOs is we don't have an LOI, but there are specific things that they asked for that they were like, well, this would be really good if this is automated, and they're already in my roadmap. So I'm
Okay.
just shifting it up so that, especially for the CFO I have a meeting with again in July, that I could like show them. And they're like really, they're really useful things that could help them cut their workload. Like for instance, trying to go through vendors and
Okay.
got items and categorize. And so I know it's a little bit risky and I've fallen under this trap before last year, but you know what? This is the best I got. Let's go with it. And, if not, I have, a feature that was actually vetted by a CFO. And so those are productive. And then the meeting, and so yeah, and so then the meeting I have, so the the last part that you talked about. So it's not someone that I hired for outbound. So this is a person that's in
Yeah.
the logistics industry. His name is
Yeah.
Cole, and he has his own business where he
Yeah.
is basically a consultant and figures out how to save on shipping rates for 3PLs.
Yeah.
And so he has like a book of clientele that he's had for many years, like small 3PLs versus as well as big 3PLs, and he intimately knows their billing issues. And so what we're trying out, and again, we don't we only signed an NDA, so that's as much as we got, is basically he wants to help solve their billing problems and he thinks margin is the best tool for that. And he's
Yeah.
worked with another 3PL billing tool like years ago.
Sure.
So, so I'm like, okay, so we discussed that. Let's do a trial where we'll spend a month onboarding, at most cap it. I don't think it'll take a month. We're gonna onboard this customer, and then the first invoice is free. I've always done this with all my customers. Like I always work to onboard them for free, and then get the first invoice out, and then after that is done and issued, then for the next billing cycle, they'll start paying. So for instance, he's trying to get data this week. We're gonna get them onboard into, I'm gonna get them onboard into the platform like, first week of July, and then, I think it'll be those July. So it'll be May invoices issued. And then for the July invoices issued, it'll be August out, so when they'll have to pay. So there's no
Okay.
formalized contract for it. This is like a new thing we're doing. And yeah, and I think that this is definitely one of the growth levers that I really wanted to manifest and make happen. Like basically there's professional, fractional professionals, which is fractional CFOs or fractional like 3PL consultants. And I always knew that this would be a really great opportunity for growth because these people now have an added value that they could provide to their customers. So,
Okay.
that's what I'm, trying to make happen. I don't have an LOI or, open to your advice. I'm not saying that I have all the answers, but like at the same time, I'm just like, oh man,
So
I'm
yeah,
gonna,
so is this person like gonna get any kind of compensation, or what is his, why is he doing this?
So the idea is that I think he's just providing an added value. So he's probably going to charge a markup on top of the service, but we agreed that, he's still going to like I don't know if it's him or the customer will still pay the base fee of like, 600 per month and then there's an additional analytics service that is going to be a part of it too, and that's going to be based on a usage fee. So I think his side is that he wants to do a value add on top for his customers. So
Okay. All right. I mean, I guess to me, like it would be, I would want to make sure it's clear, like what's going to happen, right? It's like if you're white labeling it to him and he's like reselling it, that's one thing. But if he's then a partnerships situation and then selling on your behalf at cost, like I guess I'm just trying to understand the motivation for him to be involved. Um,
hmm
and I
I
guess maybe it's like he's using it as um a recommended tech stack, but he still has a separate fee that he charges independently. I'm not sure if
hmm
that's the case, but like,
hmm
yeah,
Yeah. The way he described it, you're absolutely right. The way he described it is he wants to offer taking over billing for a 3PL as a service, as a managed service, basically. That's
okay,
what he's offering. So it wouldn't be white label because it's not coming out. The platform doesn't look like, his platform.
yeah,
It's
I
still
know,
margin as all of our branding. He just wants to use it on top. And he just wants a close partnership because in his prior employment, he did work for a 3PL billing company and he left because they were just like, this was like 2 years ago. He left because they were just really slow and unsatisfactory, but he knows the issue like deeply. So, I think this could be a, good partnership. And I just think he just wants to make additional income through billing, just managing billing for a 3PL. So,
okay.
yeah.
I mean, I would just clarify what that looks like so
Okay.
there's no surprises. I mean, if he's gonna charge a premium on top of it, it's also important for you to know because like if that becomes public information and like people sh somehow get that pricing and then you're charging like a lower price, right? Like on the website or anywhere else and they
Yeah.
find margin somewhere like what I'm saying like
Yeah.
then that's going to create conflict also. So I think just obviously
Mm,
for just making sure that you have visibility as to what the intentions are. And then I think like so I need to be clear this logic the billing side of things
mm.
that's separate from the AI CFO, or is the AI CFO going to be like an add-on to that product?
So for that customer segment, it'll be an add-on for the product and they'll pay for it like, use based on a usage fee. So for instance, one of the things he requested was basically a report to flag uh, shipments that are like unusually high. And so that's where the CFO is going to come in. And I told him, well, for that, that's going to be a usage-based like fee for that.
Okay.
He was fine with that. So that's
But these
selling
conversations
additional.
that you're having right now, like the four CFO calls, the two additional, is that is that just about the AI CFO feature, or is it also is it in, are you mentioning the other product as well?
For the other CFOs, the calls I had, that's only the CFO feature. So,
Okay.
like the only the CFO, which is, I told them
And then, I
about
mean, I guess my question is like, what's the reason for that? Is like, are these CFOs completely different? And in terms of like ICP, they are not logistics companies and they wouldn't have a need for the other part of it? Or I'm just
Mhm.
trying to understand, are you trying to sell these as two separate products? And then in some cases, if it's a logistic ICP, then you can upsell it as a supplemental product?
Yeah. They're as of now, they're two separate products.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the question too is like, as you're exploring this AI CFO stuff, like,
Mhm.
is there a reason why you're not spending more time on the logistics companies and just focusing on that market to bring into that software that you have existing?
Yeah, I think that's a really great question. I'm glad you keep asking it. And the reason for that is because I feel like there's just more opportunity with the CFO. Like it was much
Okay.
easier to get these meetings with the CFOs. There's some really easy, clear wins that we could provide with
Okay.
the CFO product that's like, okay, I could definitely code this out in a week and like get it done. And obviously there's other competitors in the space that could do that. But like it doesn't mean that the logistics is dead. It just means that I'm just opening up myself to more opportunities because it's been
Yeah.
so slow and to work with them. They're just, and someone like Colt, who's like has a book of like clients already, right? And he's gonna like come in and use the product, like he's already like, taking time to onboard into the product. So you see what I'm saying? Like, and he's worked with them for years. And so for me, like my thoughts are the reason why I felt my business was stagnating is because the industry moves slowly, even though this isn't like an enterprise product, you know what I mean? So my thoughts are is like, okay, well, have a general purpose product. We could be useful. We could sell this to companies. And then obviously, like as I'm exposed to different businesses, we could take the technology from the billing platform and expand it better to their industries. Like we already connect to ERPs, you know what I mean? But that,
I get it. I mean, but
yeah.
that said, right? It's like how many customers do you have on right now still on the logistics side,
Yeah, so there are three.
right? Okay. And so, I mean, at the end of the day, like this is a common issue, and this is something that I've fallen issue to also in the beginning, is just that like you're spreading yourself too thin. Every market will take a long time. And even with the AI CFO, like that might be a wedge product. I don't know, right? Like I'm not sure if you're saying it's easier, but again, like easier to get the calls. We don't know if it's easier to collect money,
Yeah,
right? Like, and
100%. Yeah.
so at the end of the day, it may just be as difficult to collect payment and get
Hmm.
people to pay you as customers,
Yeah.
and you
I
might
am.
get stuck at five, and
Yeah.
then you're gonna be like, what's the next shiny thing to? It's like it's just that sometimes it's, and I'm not going to discourage it. I think like it's fine to explore it, but I think like going beyond these two, like beyond two ICPs and trying to, and they're very, if they're different enough where you can't sell the same product every time, like you're basically starting two companies.
Mhm.
You're trying to scale two companies. It's that level of, you got to imagine the level of difficulty, right? It's
Mhm.
like it's just going to be very hard. So
Yeah.
I think do these calls, but then like I would go as far as you need to then pick a lane.
Yeah.
And then you
Okay.
need to go all in on that lane, right? So like if you do these calls, they're going great with the CFOs, you feel like you could sell them, like
Hmm.
I would start pulling the trigger on it as quickly as possible, meaning like get LOI signed. If I build this, if you get these features in this amount of time, you are willing to pay me X amount of dollars. And if
Okay.
like 100% of them sign it, okay, maybe it's worth time. But if 0% of them are willing to commit to low, like committal
Yeah.
document, like an LOI,
Hmm.
like I mean, I don't know how much, I mean, like I don't know if I would go code it because you're saying coding out in like a week, but like then there's
Hmm.
like the service, the maintenance, there's gonna be the
Yeah.
customer just relate the, dealing with the customer, etc. Like,
Hmm. Yeah.
so I think like, yeah, you gotta be you're gonna I'm just
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. I
I'm
hear
just,
you. I hear
yeah,
you.
just be careful. And I think like yeah, I mean I would make this is like your goal is to try to figure out, which lane you're gonna do. But like it's either one
Yeah.
is gonna,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna
Absolutely.
be faster.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I do see long term the AI CFO becoming useful to logistics companies, like 100%. It's just that, like I said, the time scale to sell has been like just hard for me. I don't know if it's, I've shared my calls with people and, there's always note for improvement, but I think that too, just like with AI, the market has changed. And I recently had a call with someone, they came in and they decided not to go with me because they met a startup that's going to build a custom WMS for them and have billing. So my thoughts are like, the market is changing with AI, and I think it's normal for a 3PL to expect their WMS to handle billing too. So yeah, it's definitely just I'm picking another hard. It's gonna,
I know it's gonna be hard because I can already see like the AI CFO thing where it's like there's gonna be some kid that's gonna sell a similar product and then just like help them install it with Claude, or like Claude has
Mhm.
SMB kind of like capabilities and
Yeah,
they're
I
gonna
saw
start
that.
doing, you're gonna start competing with them, and they're hiring a bunch of like, it's called, AI something and forward engineers or something like that, where it's all about implementation for these small businesses. And that's
Hmm.
really all it's like going in, and it's almost like these bespoke AI solutions. So like
Yeah.
you're going to be competing against that
Hmm.
very, very quickly.
Hmm.
So with the AI CFO product is
Hmm.
is my guess. And so it's like, again, I could see it as a wedge product to the logistics if that's an easier understanding or sell, but like it's um yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but again, have your conversations, but I just think like if you're trying to build a scalable business, you're gonna have to pick one because it's just it's not, even with like a marketplace, it's like you gotta pick a market with like a
Yeah.
sub mark, like,
Yeah.
and that's something we figured out too. Like it just you could, yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You're totally right. And it's like from on the surface, it just seems like a bad idea, 100%. But I've lived that life of working with logistics companies, and I don't think I'm going to build a profitable business in the short time that I want within another year. Like I've been
That's
dragging
fine, but I
for
think also be willing to
years.
get rid of it or stop it if it's not the case.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So that's why I'm exploring like the CFO option. And so I'll give myself a time limit. I think giving yourself a time limit is a good idea.
Sure.
So I would say like, a time limit of like August, like late August, because right now people are vacationing, they're low stakes, they're exploring stuff. And then of course things are going to pick up in the fall when businesses are back. So I think by
Yeah.
then I should have clarity of like, can I get any LOI from, or just like actually get a paid customer for the CFO product, and just go from there and then decide, if I'm going to keep working with 3PLs. But yeah, I have too many in the fires, but unfortunately, this is the life of a bootstrap founder, in my opinion, that, originally worked with a market that, for me at least, I don't know, maybe other businesses it's easier, other people it's easier. It's just been very hard to sell into. So, yeah.
I mean, I know people selling into logistics 3PLs, and I know people selling into trucking companies and freight forwarding companies. I mean, the thing that works for them is honestly boots on the ground. It's like sales
Hmm.
reps that are physically in a city, and then they go door knocking,
Hmm.
and that's the most effective way,
Hmm. Okay, thanks for that. Yeah.
right? And so like to me, it's like if you haven't done that and you haven't like fully done, like literally just go plan out your days based on geography and like drive to an area that's saturated, because most of them are saturated in certain areas like of a city, right? So like city
Yeah,
of
like Los
industry in LA,
Angeles.
right? It's
Mhm.
like you just go there and then you just do a 10-mile radius and you knock on 20 doors. And then you see, right? So it's like I think it's, yeah, I mean, that's the level of what I would say is like then you've exhausted all things, right? But
I
I would
mean,
think
I've
you,
done cold calling business owners, and you know, I feel like that's more
yeah.
effective than door knocking.
Yeah, I mean, again, I know literally three companies that are doing this now, that are literally building up their sales teams that are physically going to door. Like that's
Yeah.
what works for them. And they're like they're now at a few million in annual revenue. They're not like even like that
Hmm.
full scale yet, but like that's what was the unlock to get them past the $1 million threshold.
All right. I'll make a note to build a sales team.
Started with the founders doing it
Mhm.
for sure.
I don't have time. Like I literally
Okay.
have no time. But
Got it.
thank you. I appreciate it. And I'll think of what is a equivalent way to door knock that I could do it on the time and capacity that I have. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, Busola.
Hey, Chris,
Hey.
how you doing? Thank you. Yes, so I'm going to be honest. I did not speak with any broker this week,
Okay.
but what I did was join several subgroups on Reddit, real estate groups, brokers groups, first-time home buyer groups. And I've been engaging with those groups online without actually telling them what I'm building. I believe
Yeah.
I need to provide some value first, to them. And then at some
Yeah.
point very soon, and I then tell them, hey, listen, this is what we're actually doing. And
Sure.
I would love to know your thoughts. So
Okay.
I've done Reddit. I intend to do the same thing with Facebook groups and also LinkedIn as well.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, this
I,
is the thing, right? Like, I
yeah,
think that this, to be honest, like this is I think that um you need to find a way to have the five broker conversations. Like joining online groups is like it's a cop out, in my opinion. Like,
it's a
and the
what?
reason it's a cop out, like it's an
Oh, okay.
excuse. It's an excuse and it's going to it can work, but it will take a lot longer for you to like you're just elongating your learning curve by like 6 months, in my opinion. Like
Yeah,
versus having the broker conversations now, because you'll most likely get faster learnings and faster iterations and than you would through online groups. Because again, when I think about this, it's like I think about it as like this circle, right? And like in the circle is like it's the hardest things to do. It's not the scalable things to do, but it's the stuff that you forces you to interact with a person to person. And ideally that starts off where it's like literally face to face. Like that's the tightest, that's the immediate thing you should start with, right? When you start figuring out how you can do this, do all the face to face things and like understand how to pitch, understand how to share what you're trying to do, and you start getting the feedback that's that positive, like what like I mean, imagine if I was trying to teach you like go through this accountability group with like a course, like just presentations and a video. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I think it's a lot different when we're like it's totally different when we're interacting one on one, right? You feel I'm sure you guys feel more emotionally like connected and like there's a lot more emotions that go into you trying to be accountable, you know, the feeling around accountability, right? Like there's a different emotion that's tied to that versus if I was just like, here's the course. And I think
yeah,
that's it's a good, I think, analogy of like you're trying to get somebody into a course, like you're trying to just do the digital thing and versus what you gain from this one-on-one interaction. And again, like it's not even like doing a video meeting because like I think like you can do a video meeting, but I would start again like with the in-person stuff because that's where you really feel the energy from a person. That's where you can feel when they're excited. You can also hopefully, if you're self-aware enough, like know when they're disengaged, right? And then the idea is like I know it's uncomfortable as hell, especially when somebody's disengaged or like somebody's like rejecting your idea. I get that and I've been there and I understand that feeling. But like I was telling people because like I have this other accountability group too, and now like and I mean I remember my first startup. Like I drove like I drove to 300 high schools within California, Arizona, and Nevada trying to get high school activity directors to join our tuxedo rental platform. And it's crazy as it sounds, right? It's like, but that was the channel that worked for us. And I mean, for me, probably like not being smart enough to understand the digital side of things. Ultimately, we later did, but like it still wasn't as strong as me just driving in person. And the amount of stuff that I learned, and as uncomfortable as it was, it was the most immediate, and this is stuff that I've seen again, like with other founders since then. It's like it's the most immediate way to get the feedback that you need so you don't drag on forever. So yeah, I get it. I mean, look, that's my thing, Busola. I would
Yeah.
say do the broker convos unless you're like, I mean, like unless I don't know why you didn't do that versus joining the online groups.
Yeah, actually, to be honest, the best interaction I've had since I've been doing this is when I've been talking to brokers face to face in like real estate workshops or real estate seminars. That's the best interaction I've had. So what you say makes sense. I just need to go out and attend more of those events.
But why, I guess like my question is like in the past 2 weeks, why didn't you? If you're honest with
Um,
yourself, not even to me, right? Like you don't have to say it out loud. You
yeah,
know the reason why. You don't have to tell me, right? But I think we all know ultimately when we look in the mirror, right? Like I didn't do it because of what, right?
I should have done it. There's no reason. I've been building, but then I made a commitment to myself that I need to find the right balance between
But the amount of
building the
time you
product
spent in
and
these
talking to
groups,
people.
right? Like you could easily, I know because I've done this, like
Yeah,
you can find groups, you can find meetups to go to,
yeah,
and it doesn't have to be a formal thing, but like you can find these events all over the
yeah,
place that's local
yeah.
to you, and you can find a way to go.
Okay,
Like,
meetups actually is something I need to add to it. So yeah, I've just been looking like actual seminars or workshops or things like that.
okay,
But yeah, I need to add meetups to it as well.
okay.
Yeah, I
That's
just I
yeah,
just
that's
have to do
fine.
it, Chris. Honestly, there's no excuse. I just need to get it done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll keep that on there for the next time.
Thank you, man.
Cool. All right. Caroline, is there anything you wanted to add, or you're
I'm still looking for a problem to solve.
still okay? All good. All right. Ilya?
Yeah, hi Chris.
Hey.
Yeah, so I published that post with the cross promotion,
Okay.
and also the other person also published a post with my newsletter mentioning. Unfortunately, I haven't got any new subscribers from that.
Okay.
Yeah, and still kind of looking for ways to promote my newsletter. Yeah,
Okay.
and
Where are you
and
based out of?
right now I'm in Italy. I'm
Okay.
kind of traveling around. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I guess to that point, right? Like, why don't you do like a join an expat group in like in it wherever you are right now and just like see if anybody's open to doing coffee.
Yeah, I usually do this. Yeah, but kind of
But
forgot
start with
about it.
one, start see if you
Yeah.
can get one subscriber that way.
Yeah, I remember I used the time left app, and actually, if you know what it is, it's like
Mm,
it's like dinners with random people.
okay.
You come and meet new people, and usually,
Okay.
yeah, when people like this, say something about themselves, I usually, yeah, it's like one of the best ways to promote my newsletter. I usually get subscribers this way, actually. So yeah,
Okay.
really good reminder.
Okay. So maybe doing at least one of those.
Yeah, would be good.
Okay.
Yeah. And the second one was to speak to three people about the
Uh-huh.
new idea. Um, yeah, and I spoke to four people,
Okay.
mostly friends, and two of them said that they would like they would try this app if it's live or kind of if it's testable. And the other two said that they would prefer something completely different. It's not a problem for them.
Okay. How come those two
Uh,
that said that they would use it or try it, how come they didn't subscribe?
Sorry.
How come you couldn't get those two to subscribe to the newsletter? Where are they?
No, no. It's about the and like completely different idea about the events, searching for events
Okay.
nearby. Yeah,
Okay.
for a new app. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then, I mean, I
Yeah.
guess my question is like, what is the newsletter? What's the newsletter trying to accomplish?
Um. So my idea was to promote and grow this newsletter and kind of share my experience and knowledge around travel and like in some maybe kind of unique ways and within this newsletter share about maybe build some smaller tools or some products or see what people react to the most and build products around that and basically sell within the newsletter. That was the whole idea.
Okay.
So
And so
yeah,
these conversations you're having is about a separate app.
yeah, but kind of related. Yeah, kind of related to the same domain, uh, to be kind of related and within this brand newsletter that I'm trying to build.
Okay. I'm a little
I
confused because you said that the
Yeah,
it's when I asked you why those two friends didn't aren't on the newsletter, you said it's because two separate things.
yeah. So yeah. These two things were separate, like publishing a post to a newsletter, and the other one for a completely new app idea to pre-validate it. These are kind of related because they both related to travel, but no, these are two different things. Kind of, yeah.
So I mean, I guess two, is are they two different audiences?
Uh,
I'm just curious why your friends
not
that gave you
necessarily.
feedback about the app wouldn't find what you're providing in the newsletter interesting.
They are already subscribed.
Oh, so they're already on it.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, after my previous app for kind of planning trips, I'm just looking for a new idea, new problem to solve, basically.
Okay.
And newsletter, it's like, it's like umbrella kind of thing to, I don't know, to cover all these smaller like apps maybe or tools. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Because
Got it.
because I don't know a better way to kind of to find a to build a business, let's say, around this.
Um, I
Yeah.
mean, the uncomfortable thing would be like posting, look, the uncomfortable thing, but I know that would work is like if you live stream for like 5 hours just talking every single day and you just hire clippers to clip your content and then just keep promoting it, you just generate a brand around yourself. That's what will happen.
Mm. Like kind of personal brand.
Yeah, and then I mean that's basically what you're trying to do with the newsletter,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
You
I
generate,
started. Mhm.
you know,
Yeah, I started to create some posts on Instagram as well and
Yeah, it's not
Twitter.
create like that's the thing that's uncomfortable. Like the
Yeah,
reality is like you don't know what's gonna work, and most people are just trying to figure out and like they
yeah.
sit there trying to perfect the posts and like that's and look, and I know that because like I've had to admit to myself that I'm not that dude. Like I'm not that person that's going to spend the time to like do all that and I don't but like if you wanted to, like if you wanted to sell consumer some kind of like some consumer app,
Yeah,
right? Like for some kind of consumer good. To me, the no-brainer, like the most direct way is to create a personal brand. And to do that, it's literally like the formula is live stream, hire clippers. And the live
yeah,
stream, you just force yourself to sit there and start talking about shit that ideally
yeah,
you have some domain expertise on, right? And you're sharing some opinions, but it's the most uncomfortable, vulnerable thing to do. And you just record yourself for hours at a time. And then clippers just find the pieces in there that's like, that are going to be clickbait worthy. And then that's
yeah.
what happens. right? And then you start with a small amount of clippers, and then like ultimately you get to you are if you have like 20 clippers doing it for you and you're paying like I think it's only like $1 per thousand impressions, like it's something ridiculously cheap. Like imagine how much how much you could go with just like $500 or $1,000. And it just builds up enough momentum where but not everybody is willing to do that formula, but that's the formula.
Yeah, like for me as an introvert and technical guy, it's like it's unbelievably hard to kind of
I
promote
get it.
myself, you know?
I get it, but that's like
Yeah,
again, if that's what you're kind of compete against, right? Like
yeah,
you're competing against any other person that's doing like direct to consumer stuff. Like I see the majority of the founders are like on they're the face of like maybe it's more than half,
yeah. I see.
and that's to me the future of direct to consumer purchases. It's going to be based on you're going to have a bunch of micro brands that are run by these people that create audiences. And they start by knowing how to create an audience and then they figure out what they sell. So, anyways, that's my take on it. I think like
Yeah, and
um
do you think mm, it would be easier to kind of start to create that personal brand and then figure out what I could build for the audience, or kind of the other way around,
you
kind
could
of.
do I mean you can also do a faceless content, right? Or
Hmm.
faceless brand. But I mean
Yeah.
again, you need to then it's the same amount of it's probably more effort.
Mm.
Um it's probably more effort because yeah, you're gonna have to generate the content, but there's tools out there that can help you generate the content more quickly. But the velocity that you still need is still the same, right? So you still need to be able to like post 20 things a day. And then you just let the algorithm figure out what does well and what doesn't do well, and you continue to go down narrow around what does well, right? Like that's the reality. The volume needs to be around that. Like I think Alex Hormozy does 1,000 posts per week across all channels.
I'm also, to be honest, a bit confused about the value that I'm providing to all those people. Like, I mean, I'm sharing. I can share my own perspective, let's say, my experience, my knowledge,
That's it.
also
That's where you
some
start.
insights, but
That's it.
but I don't see like like I don't know, kind of the frame of the value. I don't know, like
You
what
don't need to
exactly.
overthink it. You don't overthink it. Just share what you know. That's literally all I'm doing with you guys. Like I'm just sharing what I know. Like I'm not talking out of place and like telling you guys shit that I haven't seen work with other people or I haven't done myself. Like,
Yeah,
otherwise I wouldn't be able to speak confidently on it. Like, and I wouldn't have a group. Like, I mean, what I mean? Like speak about what you know. You'll be like, I just, I'm in Bosnia right now and I've met people along in this group of people that's like, each expat has their own unique set of knowledge, right? Like,
hmm,
based on what their unique circumstances are, which country they're from, where country they want to stay in for however long, right? Like, and then they go down these rabbit holes of learning information that's unique to them. And I was just thinking about this because of my situation, like coming from the States, being in a certain country, or like just my personal experience and what I want to do, along with carrying two dogs with me. Like I
hmm,
have to learn a unique set of knowledge skills that like none of the other people know, but I also don't know any of their unique things. And each person has their own unique things. Like there's three people that are living in Croatia, all from different countries, one from Australia,
yeah,
one from UK, and one from the States. And they're all doing it in such a different way. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think
yeah,
that to me is at the end of the day, just, there's probably people that want to travel with more than one dog from the States. And I could speak about that, but I'm not going to speak about anything else like how it is to move to Croatia as somebody that's Australian, right? But I
Yeah.
guarantee you, like for me, two dogs from the States want to travel Europe. There's probably at least 1,000, hundreds of thousands of people in the States that probably would consume that, right? If I wanted to generate that content. I mean, I know there are because I know I follow people that talk about it, right? So again, you don't need to cater to every single person. You just need to speak out of what you know.
Yeah.
The scary thing is to do it and just believe that there's we're not all that unique in this sense, right? So it's like there's other people like you that are in previous positions, like haven't done what you've done that you've learned along the way, right? And are back
Yeah.
5 years ago from whenever you were 5 years ago without the knowledge that you have today. So what is that, right?
Yeah.
That's
Do
it.
you think do you think I should be conscious about monetization at this point, or
No,
rather
because you
start
don't even know what you're gonna monitor. Like you don't know,
yeah,
like
yeah,
you don't know, right?
yeah. Because
You don't know.
I'm trying to think from the business perspective because I kind of need to make money.
Yeah, but I get it. And that's where it's like this, you're in this, like if you need to make money, this is different. There's a lot of different ways to make money, right? And I think I would focus maybe like on a skill that you already have to make money. This
Hmm.
identifying the problem is like you need to do value creation first, then you charge money, right? Like that's how it works. You have to understand where
Yeah,
you can provide value in.
yeah, trying to understand basically.
And you could do it in a non-scalable way, right? You can go back to, I don't know where you're originally from, but like you can go back to where you're originally, like whatever Facebook groups are, like of people that are looking to do what you've already done, right? You can go back to them and be like, hey, I'm willing to help you, right? Go along this path of I've already done it. I can share it with you. I can charge you this. That happens all the time. If you need to make money, that's what I would do. Go back to people who are starting where you were 5 years ago and but are looking to end up where you are now, or do the things that you've done, and then figure out a way to help them.
Yeah, I got it.
Right?
Need to
You just
think
gotta go
about it.
find them.
Yeah,
Just go
yeah,
find them. It's not hard. Okay.
yeah,
Well, Jason.
yeah. Thanks.
Tell
Yeah.
you if it helps. I've hated all social media my entire life. I was forced to get an X account last week. I have 17 followers from just talking about random stuff that I like. So I'm sensing an authenticity around founders as a potential wedge. At least I'm seeing advice for that. So just focus on what you like to talk about, and the algorithm helps people find you. I haven't even talked about Corley on there yet, but just want to share, like, yeah, I've historically avoided that kind of stuff too. So it's just to Chris's point, just start doing it, see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
All right, back to what I should have been doing. Did not open the damn waitlist, but we're close. So partly there were a couple bugs I had to get through. I ran smoke test this morning. It's clear. I'm turning on Stripe billing and turning off the waitlist this evening.
Okay.
Also reached out to the 17 alpha users, thanked them, gave them a free 3-month credit, and we'll follow up with a couple. So that means this week, again, turning off that waitlist tonight. I want to aim for 3 booked customer calls
Okay.
and 5 trials started. So I'm doing 7-day trials. So a trial is like, and I'm requiring a credit card to start a trial,
Okay.
given the LM cost. So that's a commitment from folks. So 5 feels aggressive, but I want to aim for it. And then set the 4-week deadline for product hunt. So getting through that planning, getting some of that stuff, those components going.
Okay. Okay. Um, okay.
The B2B stuff still happening on the side. That's not the
Sure.
priority at the moment, but still having those discussions with the big consultant and with MBA admission schools. I
Yeah.
just got to keep moving forward.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Takeshi?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, sorry, I'm driving, but yeah. So finally got the first phase of the product going, MVP. Let's say the web also linked to our Scalex app. So now they can order um, to the website and everything will go onto our app. Now we're focused on finishing up the POS side, so they could do invoicing and things like that through the POS.
Okay.
Yeah, so at least we got that part going, and then now we got to focus on the POS and then making sure that their internal, I guess, retail business side works also in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
I had meetings with other um, companies like furniture, people that sells furniture. I also had meetings with boba tea shops. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it, but they're also interested in inventory and also doing they said I guess a lot of people struggle with like communicating back to their customer. Like for example, one of the wholesalers, they said they had to write 60 invoices a day, and then they have issues following up with 60 invoices. So
Yep.
they want some AI to like follow up for them. But that's part of a roadmap, so maybe we could do that too. And then I guess the boba shop, they also have inventory and they want to be able to order inventory automatically through AI agents. Not automatically, but at least like just get the critical things that they need and then forecast in order for them. So, but that's another industry, right? So I don't know if it's worth doing like
Yeah,
because right
and I
now,
don't know
yeah,
how much is a boba tea shop willing to pay you versus like a furniture wholesale?
I checked how much they make a day. Not a day, but like a week. They make
Uh-huh.
like they barely make money. It's like $8,000 or something a week.
Okay.
So I don't
And
know. Like
the margins are probably pretty tight.
yeah. But
Okay.
it's just the volume, right? They have a lot of boba shops compared to
I get it, but I mean I
yeah,
think like yeah, but you have to I mean again figure out you're trying to figure out by industry what's your most favorable like value of the customer versus the cost of acquiring a customer, right? And at the
yeah,
end of the day, if a boa tea shop's only willing to pay you $100 a month, you cannot go and
yeah.
and do these sales calls, right? Like anything less than like typically less than like $300 a month, like cannot afford to have a in-person sales rep like doing like it's not inside sales doing
Okay,
that. Like that's usually got to be a PLG thing.
okay,
Just because you're looking at like 300 times 12 is 3,600 a year, right?
yeah,
And that's like the payback for those 3 months. It's like 900. Like, yeah. Um, you would need to probably have a rep closing 20 to 30 of those types of deals in order for them to substantiate a break even
yeah,
a month,
yeah,
right? So
yeah,
it's like
yeah, yeah.
it just doesn't make it's you know
Okay,
yeah. Anyways, you get
all
what I'm
right.
saying. Which is
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
sometimes okay. It's sometimes okay, but if you have like a product, like if you have a product that can cater to a much more favorable like value to cost ratio, like I would focus there.
yeah,
If you need sales reps as part of this selling process. Unless you
yeah.
have like a wedge product that like you can do 100 free trials a day and get 20 paid customers per day from that, and you have that funnel going, then that's a different story.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So we just had a connection, so we just talked to them too. So it's not really we just knew them. So, but
Okay.
but the wholesaler, um, they don't sell jewelry, but they do sell jewelry, but they sell like clothing and other stuff. It's like fashion stuff.
Okay.
But they were in need of I guess following up on the invoices.
Okay.
The furniture store, they want I guess these SMBs, they have issues with I guess communicating to the customer. Like there's like they don't have enough time, they said, to communicate to customers, like reply back or follow up or do things. So both of them were looking for some AI that reminds them about invoices, or if they pick up a new customer at a show or something,
Sure.
sends them an email telling them just a reminder to follow up, I guess, is what they
Yeah.
want. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, see how much they're willing to pay and then figure out if it's cost effective for you to deliver.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was part of our thing, but because we have inventory, we have the product catalog,
Yeah.
we have the
I get
invoicing,
it, but that might be
reporting.
again like it could be a wedge product, right? It could be like think
Yeah.
of like a Trojan horse, right? It's like you use this, you give that away for free, right? I don't know how
Yeah.
much it costs you to deliver something like that. I mean, I know I could probably build something like that in like a few hours, but like, how much can you charge for something like that, or can you give it away for free and then like make it integrate with something that's a little bit stickier, right?
Yep.
And then upsell them on that.
Yep. 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 Yeah, we're trying to do the digital AI manager type of thing. So eventually, that's the one that we want to sell to them.
Okay.
The other ERP thing is just for gathering data throughout the store, from the store, so the AI could actually work better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, so you need to finish this POS on the product and then like, I mean, back to the jewelry stores though, like how many more are you having conversations with?
Not many right now. Not many right now. We're talking to the so the we're talking to there's an Indian jeweler around Dallas area. They're like come back after they were interested, and they're like come back after Diwali. They said they're like very busy. So like I think Diwali is their peak timing when they sell a lot of jewelry. So they like come back after. So I gotta go look for more. I'm gonna go look for more this week. Go back to the same stores that were interested and show them a demo. So I
Okay,
gotta
so
get more. Yeah,
five more jewelry store conversations.
yeah. Gotta get
Okay.
more. And I also found a consultant too. So I don't know if I'm gonna hire him, but he has connections with a lot of jewelers. And then he said he worked with I forgot something brothers or some diamond. I forgot the name, but anyways, if I pay him, he said he'll do an introduction, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean a lot of these things too, it's like what do they want?
No, yeah, I know. I told him like that I might put him as a advisor role
Got it.
if
Okay.
you could do a lot of introduction. Yeah,
So okay. So the trade is equity.
yeah, equity. I haven't gone through the details yet, but yeah, equity. I
Okay.
think that makes more sense.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Sounds good.
yeah. But I don't know. Like I'm gonna do jewelry, but I think I'm gonna also look at other opportunities too. At the same time, there's like a lot of wholesale. It seems like wholesale has a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, I think similar, similar to Kathleen is just that remember it's just gonna like talking to different types of wholesalers. Um, each industry is gonna have its own, they're gonna have their own unique selling points. And to know what those are and then train somebody to know them like across five different industries and speak intelligently about it will be very difficult versus choosing one particular segment, owning that, and then taking that playbook and then using it for the next tangential segment.
Yeah,
So
but
I'm not averse to like exploring, but you need to like pick lanes, like
yeah,
because at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, um, you know, I don't know, like if I was to tell you guys, like if I had no startup experience, right? I'm like, hey, join this accountability group. I've worked and managed gyms before. Why would you guys come and join me? You know what I mean? Like, and I could give you advice about how to run a business, but it's all gym specific, and all my analogies are going to be related to gyms. How does it help you?
Yeah.
right? And it's like I could swap it out and I can just, try my best to use the startup and tech lingo, and but my experience is still gyms. You know what I'm saying? Like it's difficult. Like, and it would be difficult for me to then speak authentically and genuinely around really understanding what your guys' issues are. It will be that same difficulty for a salesperson, let alone you, to manage all those types of conversations when somebody starts talking to you about like the in the weeds type of stuff, and then you're like, I don't know what that is.
Hmm. All right.
I
Right?
was I was gonna say Alex Hormozy is actually doing that now. It's kind of funny. I don't know, like I get a lot of I've been posting content on Instagram and I get a lot of content targeted to 3PLs, which is kind of funny because Meta has now tagged me as a 3PL. So I can see all my competitors, which is amazing. But also Alex Ramosi, who is known for doing the SOP for gyms and building sales for gyms, he's now targeting like 3PLs, which I thought was like super funny that you mentioned that. I don't know, maybe he hired someone who like knows that area very well. So I don't know. Just thought I'd
Yeah, but
mention
I mean, at that point,
it.
like he could sell SOPs to probably almost any industry, and he's now probably just choosing the most unsexy industry that's probably one of the biggest problems. That's also probably very sticky when they start paying, right? So I don't think it's coincidence. I think he probably had like 10 different industries that he was going to decide on, and he's like, where can I see revenue retention the strongest, that could find the most value from what I do. And now and he could choose.
Yeah. I mean, he's right. They are sticky. Like, I have a customer that's been with me for over a year now, so
Yeah.
that's pretty good for a startup, you know?
Yeah. Does that make sense, Takeshi?
Yeah, it does. It does. It does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like again, you can explore, but I would always come back to data to make your decision, right? It's like, and goes for you too, Kathleen, and anybody else that's trying to explore multiple markets. It's just like, what's the most favorable? And it's to Alex Hormozzi's point, right? It's like, what's the most make an economic decision, right? What's the most favorable like value? Where can I get the highest value for a customer at the lowest cost possible, right? And spend your time there. Like no matter what like other markets are available, figure out how to corner that market. Figure out how to speak the ins and outs of that market. Okay, cool. All right, we're up on time. I think next week is our last session for this group. Basically what that means is I'm going to um just close the WhatsApp group. I'll start a new one with all the other people so that whoever's not joining the eight aren't joining, like aren't stuck on it, and I don't have to go through and pick them all out. And so we'll start the new group that way. But between now and then, I will have I'll probably figure out a few ideas to kind of workshop with you guys, and we'll do that for like 30 minutes as kind of a closeout. But I do think like some of this stuff of just reminding you guys around like how to think about markets, right? And like how to think about making some of these decisions around where you're spending your time. Um, Maybe a little bit more holistic stuff, but like putting it into uh tangible decision making methodologies so you can be like, oh, I could use this framework to understand and make a decision. I think like the my worst decisions have been when I made a gut feel and I just kept on going in that direction because it was just like a gut feel, even though everything was going against it. And then I just switched to another thing and then off of a gut feel. But I never looked at the data enough to understand why it wasn't working or refine certain things. And that's like when it felt also the most difficult and challenging and disheartening in those moments because but it's just I don't know again what it is, but it's just like it's a psychological thing that we have to unblock ourselves and remove ourselves from, to then really understand, like, this isn't about gut decisions. Like, some stuff is, but when you're able to get the data, like, you need to focus on getting that data, and in most cases you can. So it's just, let's look at how we do that, and then let that drive the decision. And also, how we get the data is also, like, most of the times it's not comfortable, especially in the beginning, right? So, like, we have to challenge ourselves to do the uncomfortable things to get the information that we need to make a good decision. Cool. Awesome. All right, guys. Talk to you next week. Have a good one. Thanks.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks. Cheers.
All right.
Thanks.
Chris.